there, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you how my daughter Maeve is doing at 5 months old. Maeve turned 5 months old on the 8th of October 2017. So I haven't actually got Maeve weighed this month yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her today because today's the day, but today's also my filming day. And then I am going to put it in the blog post, which I will link down below in the description bar. So if you are interested to see how much she weighs, I'm really interested because she's so rolly and chubby. I'm interested to see if she weighs more or less than Rosalie did at this age. Rosalie is my 3-year-old daughter. So check out the blog post down below. So if you do want to know, check out the blog post, I'll link below. Every morning, Maeve wakes up around 5 AM. When she first stirs, I just keep putting her dummy back in. We use the MAM dummies and I find them really good. I have tried other brands and I still do have other brands, but the MAM ones stay in her mouth the best. I don't know if it's just because she's used to them and we use them from birth, or if they are a better shape than some of the others, but she tends to keep those in her mouth better than any other brand. So I'll pop her dummy into her mouth repeatedly until she gets louder and louder, and then about 5:30 I just give up and feed her. Maeve was sleeping through till about 6 AM, which just fits in with our schedule much better. It's the time Nick gets up to go to work. It would just be, if she could go through till 6 it'd be much better. So I'm trying to still sort of keep her going until 6 AM, which is why I keep putting the dummy back in. But normally I get to about 5:30 and I can't stand the squawking anymore. So I just feed her. I found that if I do get her out and feed her, then that is it. She is up for the rest of the day, which is why I don't want to start feeding her at 5, because then she'll literally be awake from like 5 onwards. But she does, if I keep putting the dummy back in, she does doze off in between periods of shouting. But yeah, so if I just feed her, that's it. She's up for the day and she's ready to go. So I try and put that off as long as possible. Maeve and I will stay in bed until Rosalie comes in to see us. Maeve and I will stay in bed until Rosalie comes in to see us. It is normally about 7 AM. 7 AM is the time that we get up and start getting ready for the day. I get up, I do clean my teeth, do my makeup and get dressed, and then I will get Rosalie dressed and clean her teeth, and then the last thing I do is get Maeve dressed. I change her bum and get her dressed for the day. We're normally downstairs by 8 AM and then I will make Rosalie some breakfast. She normally has toast and she'll eat that sat in the living room on her little stool whilst watching TV. We have to be out of the house by 8:45, so normally once I've given Rosalie her breakfast I'll sit down and I'll feed Maeve again, and then put her in the pram ready to go and ready to leave the house. Preschool's not far, it's only a little 5-minute walk around the corner, so we try and walk every day. Once we've dropped Rosalie off, Maeve and I will walk back home. If we've got an appointment or something we need to be out, then we'll go. We'll normally head straight off. If we're staying in, then we'll just go back into the house. Maeve will sometimes, if I fed her before we left, she will normally go to sleep now, so I can get a bit of work done and give the house a bit of a tidy up, because it's normally in chaos after getting ready for the preschool run. If I haven't fed her yet, we've run out of time, I'll feed her when we get back, so I'll feed her sort of at 9 o'clock. At 11:45 I put Maeve back in the pram again and we walk up to school to get Rosalie. We come back and we have some lunch, so Rosalie will have her lunch sat in front of the TV again on her little stool. I find she eats much better if she's sat there. We also have dinner around the table, but breakfast and lunch is normally in the living room. So yeah, she'll eat her lunch and I'll usually feed Maeve again. In the afternoon, if we have plans or we're going out, we'll go out. If not, we're staying in, then we'll do some kind of activity. Rosalie likes to play craft or Barbies. She does like Maeve to play with her, so often we get coerced into playing whatever she wants to play. If she's not interested in playing with her today, then Maeve will either play on her playmat, which she's really enjoying because she's starting to play with the toys now, or she'll go in her jumperoo. Around 3 or 4 o'clock, I start making dinner, if I haven't already put in the slow cooker whilst Rosalie was at preschool, which is my new favourite thing to do. I feel so much better once I know dinner is being cooked. Although Maeve is only just 5 months old, we have started to wean her. She's exclusively breastfed, so I don't know, I just think that breastfed babies, it feels like they need milk, more than milk, earlier on. I think she's definitely ready and she's like lapped it up, so we've just been continuing doing that. I think the trick is not to give them too much, so I'm only give her, well, we've just upped it actually, so I was giving her 2 tablespoons of puree at meal times, but now we've started giving her 4 tablespoons of puree at meal times. I normally try and give her 2 different types because I've frozen them in 2 tablespoons portions. So she'll have like a savoury, so carrot or potato, followed by a fruit like apple or pear or banana. I haven't mixed purees, so they are just pure fruit, so it's literally just apple on its own, just pear on its own, or just potato on its own. But if you are interested in how I make Maeve's purees and what I'm putting into those, then do let me know and I will film a video on it for you. After dinner I bathe Maeve. I'm still washing her in her snuggle tub because she absolutely loves it in there. She is getting a little big now, and when she kicks and splashes it like goes over the side, but she's so happy in there. I have put her in the bigger bath and she just doesn't enjoy it as much. I don't know if it's just because she's not used to it or what, but yeah, she just doesn't seem to like it as much, so I'm just keep washing her in the snuggle tub. I think she quite likes it because it's just like one-on-one time, just me and her. And obviously Rosalie is being bathed by Daddy in another bath, and that's what we did when she was tiny because we didn't want to put them in the same bath when she was still little. And I think she just really likes that, just mummy and baby time, so we've just continued to do it. If you hear any random noises, she is behind me. Can you see? She's having a little nap in our bed. I had hoped she might make an appearance, but I think she's going to sleep through the whole thing. After her bath, I will change her into a sleep suit, put a little clean, fresh nappy on her, and swaddle her before breastfeeding her, and then laying her down in her cot for the night. We are putting her in her big cot first of all to get her used to it. So from the 7 till 10 stretch, 10, 11. And when I give her a dream feed, she is in the cot in her nursery, and then from 10, 11 till morning, she's in her crib in our bedroom. Playtime. I would say the thing that Maeve is enjoying most this month would be her playmat. She has now learnt how to reach up, or she's big enough so that she can reach up and really play with the toys, so she likes to do that. She can now pull her dummy out and put it back in again. Yeah, she still hasn't rolled over, she's very nearly there, but because we have wooden floors, I tend to put her on the floor on her playmat, so when she rolls she keeps getting caught on the play gym straps, so I think I need to lay a blanket down and just let her have free rein, because I think she probably would roll over then. Bedtime. As I said in the daily section, I've kind of already said this, but Maeve goes to bed at around 7:30, 7:30 by the time I finish feeding her. I don't rush it, I just let her feed and then I leave her on my chest for a little while, like I'm cuddling her for probably 10 minutes or so after she's finished feeding, just to make sure she's properly asleep. And then I transfer her to her big cot, as I said, in her nursery. So she is in her own room for 5 hours, from 7 till about 10, 11 each night. And she hasn't grumbled at all. She hasn't, you wouldn't even know she was in a different room really. There hasn't been any problems with doing that. I'm hoping that when we do make the transition to the cot all the time, it will make it easier. After the dream feed, I do bring her back into our room to feed her. I sit on the bed against the headboard with that cushion you can see in the background, propped up behind me. I sit there to feed her, and then I lay her in the crib next to us, which you can probably just see in the bottom corner. So she lays across there, that's where she sleeps. The rest of the night, we did try putting her in her room all night, but she just kept stirring in the morning, and I was just going back and forth putting the dummy in, and it was making more noise than if she was just next to me, because I could just reach over and put her dummy back in. So she's back in with us after a brief period of spending all night in her own room. Feeding, as I said, Maeve is exclusively breastfed. Wow, she's not now, because she has had apple, pear, banana, potato, sweet potato, and to make my purees I literally just cook them. So I steam them or boil them, however I'm going to cook them, and then I will blend them so they're into a nice smooth paste. I haven't given her any baby porridge yet, but that is something I plan to do next. She loves the purees and she really enjoys eating them. She'll take it from the spoon, like Nick's fed her, I feed her, and Rosalie even feeds her, and she still laps it up. She definitely does prefer the sweeter purees over the potato, which is why I always try and give her the not sweet ones first and then the sweet ones afterwards for like pudding or dessert. I'm still feeding on both sides at each feed, so I feed on one side then the other, and then the next feed I'll try and do the other one first. And I'm not writing down my feeds anymore. I can normally do it from just feeling, because one boob will be bigger than the other. Now my supply has calmed down, although I do feed her at those times. If she wakes up, if she's asleep, I won't wake her for a feed, and also if she won't be settled by anything else and she's not happy, then I will normally feed her, because breastfeeding. Food normally solves everything. I'm still managed to express each day, which is really good because now I have a little supply in my freezer. It enabled me to go away twice this month. I left her for the day, although I'm getting sort of blocked ducts in one of my boobs now, which I think is probably because of that. So that has messed with my supply a little bit and is causing me problems. Sizing, Maeve is still in 3 to 6 month clothing, and I won't be turning it over till the 6 to 9 month clothes until she turns 6 months. This is like the most dreaded job. I hate this. I get so upset because of all the nice clothes that she'll never wear again, but I'm trying to be better about it. It's always a job I put off and then I get in such a pickle. And it's also because Maeve now has so many clothes, because she has all Rosalie's clothes as well as lots of clothes that people have bought her as well. So she has a ridiculous sized wardrobe for a 5-month-old baby. So what I've done, I've actually bought the 6 to 9 month clothes out of the loft already. I've taken out a lot of stuff that I don't really like, and she's got a really nice little capsule wardrobe this time round. Whereas before I just used to put everything in the drawers and just pick out the bits that I liked, but they were so full. This time I've sort of reduced it down and only put the good stuff in the drawers, and I'm really happy with her next size wardrobe, and I'm looking forward to starting to put her in those clothes, which is really good because normally I hate it and I hate changing over all the clothes and taking the old stuff out. I find it really sad. Maeve is in size 4 nappies. I still have some size 3s left over, so she's not quite, I'm still using those up, so she's not, it is okay, she can wear size 3, but she definitely should be in size 4 now. Milestones, blowing raspberries. This isn't really a milestone, but it's something that she's doing a lot. Like every morning she wakes up and she's like, which means we have dribble everywhere. She's just like soaked through all the time, bless her. So I am changing bibs really regularly. Rolling, she still hasn't rolled over yet, bless her. I don't know if because she's bigger, I think it's harder for chubbier babies to move themselves because she's very rolly, or just because I don't put her on the floor as much because Rosalie's always running around, so she doesn't have time to practice. But yeah, she still hasn't rolled over yet. She's so nearly there. Nick said she had done it the other day, but her arm was kind of trapped in between, so she was still sort of on the verge, so I don't think that counts, but he thinks it does. Supporting her head, she can sit up, she can hold her head up now, but she is sitting in her high chair now. We've taken the newborn attachment out and she's sat up in the chair bit. After a while she does fall forward, but she does sit there for the whole time while we eat our dinner, which is probably about half an hour, 45 minutes, like every evening. Grabbing, as I said earlier, Maeve can grab hold of things, she can pull things towards her, she can lift things up to her face, she's playing with the hanging toys on her play gym, and she also pulls her dummy out and puts it back in again sometimes. She can sometimes get it back in again. And that's it, that is Maeve's 5-month baby update. She is gorgeous, I just love her. She sleeps like a dream, she has really long naps. I read Rosalie's 5-month update and she only napped for I wrote that she only napped about 30 minutes at a time. Maeve sleeps a lot longer than that, and I'm hoping that means that she'll be a napper for the rest of her toddler life, because Rosalie stopped napping at 18 months old, and if Maeve continues to sleep as much as she does now, that'll be amazing. So yeah, Maeve isn't quite doing as many things as Rosalie was at this age. Rosalie was already rolling over. I do think with first babies you push them to it more, whereas with Maeve I'm quite happy to keep her as a baby for as long as possible. And yeah, I am quite happy that she's not going anywhere. She stays where I put her, and I'm going to dress her in sleep suits and keep her as a baby for as long as I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!